Hello fellow mutants, welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to talk about this thing that I've seen on Cosmic Book News that says Disney resetting Star Wars, erasing Last Jedi. This was posted on June 29th of this year, which is yesterday. When I read this, it was kind of late, so that's why I didn't really do a video, because I didn't want to risk waking anyone up. But I found this to be interesting. Until Lucasfilm confirms this, I am passing this off as a rumor that I'm interested in. Now, like I said, I'm getting this article from Cosmic Book News. So, let's see what their plans are, or what this article means by Disney resetting Star Wars, erasing The Last Jedi. And keep in mind, before I read, I'm not exactly a big fan of the sequel trilogy. I mean, there's stuff that I like in the sequel trilogy, like, for example, even though this might be kind of like dumb with the whole ghosts can hit people, but the whole Yoda scene in Last Jedi, especially when he whacks Luke, the whole Luke rising the X-Wing. Yeah, The Force Awakens was a rehash of A New Hope. I did enjoy The Force Awakens. I did enjoy Finn flirting with Rey in Force Awakens. I did like the setup that they made the sequel trilogy could have been in the Force Awakens. A lot of people dislike Rose Tico, but Rose Tico should have been handled better, but I didn't really mind Rose Tico. I'm trying to say the positives of the things I like about the sequel trilogy before getting into the article. I like Luke's lessons, like the first lesson that Luke did with Rey, where he was introducing her to the Force, and I did like the debate that they had, where Luke was saying, through the Jedi's ignorance, they allowed the Sith to take over the universe, and it was a Jedi who was responsible for the training and creation of Darth Vader. And Rey said no, that might be true, but it was a Jedi who turned him back into Anakin Skywalker. So I did like that. I have a lot of complaints about The Last Jedi. I have some complaints about Rise of Skywalker. I still think if they were planning to bring back the Emperor, they should have replaced the broom boy scene at the end. Or even added on to the broom boy scene. Having him look up to the stars. Having that same way it ended. But having the boy laugh. Kind of evil. And then having Ian McCormick, sorry if I butchered your name, do that evil laugh. Like, the boy's laugh. And then intertwines with the Darth Sidious laugh that we know. So that way us fans could say, oh shit, what happened? So we could have 2 years of speculating of how Darth Sidious survived the events of Return of the Jedi. That's my theory. And that way they could have had more time to explain how Darth Sidious survived, like a more cohesive answer besides, well, we're not going to tell you the reason why he survived in the movies, which is currently that in the next novels and stuff. But let me read the article. A new rumor, and keep in mind this is a rumor, a new rumor has hit the net offering that some sort of Disney Star Wars reset is in the works that will see The Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker basically erased. Uh, the rumor comes from future ruler of the Earth, the Doomcock Overlord DVD YouTube channel, who recently offered that the Star Wars Civil War is happening at Lucasfilm between Kathleen Kennedy and Jon Favreau. Doomcock, which I'm familiar with Doomcock, but Doomcock also previously provided those Star Wars or those Rise of Skywalker spoilers, and prior to Marvel Studios announcing a new director, writing team on the Captain Marvel sequel, said that there were all kinds of problems at Marvel with Brie Larson and Captain Marvel. Getting back to the rumor, Doomcock says that plans are in place to save the Star Wars franchise, which involves the Abram and Johnson trilogy getting nullified. It claims the Disney Star Wars trilogy will be erased using a concept that was recently made canon in the Star Wars Rebels animated series. In the season 4 episode 13 installment titled A World Between Worlds, which is my personal favorite episode in season 4, the concept of Fill of the Force was introduced, a mystical dimension of the Force that connected all time and space. I have received confirmation from 2 additional sources claiming that this is spot on, that indeed Lucasfilm realizes that they have a massive problem on their hands, that the Star Wars franchise is all but dead, and despite Kathleen Kennedy's hatred of this idea, Lucasfilm is prepared to render the sequel trilogy null and void. I mean, using the whole Road Between World thing, I feel like it might be a cheap cop out for erasing the sequel trilogy, but like I said earlier, I'm not that much of a fan of the sequel trilogy compared to like the prequels and the originals. Yes, there might be some things in the sequels that I may like, but as a whole, as a trilogy as a whole, I feel like that's the weakest trilogy of the 3 trilogies that we got, and we could have gotten better. So even though this might be like a cheap cop out, in my opinion, for them to use, I would be open to the idea of this, pretending that these rumors will become true. I will be open-minded to that. And then who knows, maybe we'll get like another sequel trilogy. Of course, doesn't have Daisy Ridley, Adam Driver, or John Boyega, or Oscar Isaac, maybe with a new set of characters. But that's okay. If these rumors are true, turns out to be true, I'll be okay with them using the whole World Between Worlds concept. But continuing, it's said that the events from The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker will be removed from canon, isolated in their own alternate timeline, and regarded as an Elseworld-like installment under the label of Star Wars Legends. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I mean, I did like Star Wars Legends, which is old Star Wars canon. Legends, like, there might have been like a few inconsistencies here and there, and I do stress a few. Like, one is how Shakti died, because we have one deleted scene in Revenge of the Sith, how that General Grievous killed Shakti on the invisible hand when Anakin and Obi-Wan was on their way to save Chancellor Palpatine. The second version of her death was when Anakin was helping Palpatine execute Order 66, and he was at the Jedi Temple on Coruscant. The third, first and for death was in the Force Unleashed game when Starkiller went on Felucia, I believe. It's been a while since I played the Force Awakens. I mean, the Force Unleashed. So if you guys, if I'm confusing the plans, please let me know. But I believe Starkiller fought Sakti on Felucia, and he killed her. I know he killed her in their duel, and this was before he turned to the light side. So that's like one personal inconsistency, which is, like I said, few. Like, seriously, the old expanded universe, which now called Legends, had like a few inconsistencies. The sequel trilogy had a bunch of inconsistencies, in my opinion. And like Luke shouldn't have been that grumpy for that long. I agree with Mark Hamill that with Luke, he probably would have taken like a year, maybe two, a few years off, like 5 tops, to gather himself. And then he will went back out to the galaxy and tried to right his wrongs. But I don't think that the grumpy old Luke Skywalker that we got in The Last Jedi was the way to go. And as much as I do enjoy them, like the lesson that we got, the first lesson, and the second lesson that's really a debate than a lesson, I don't like how Luke Skywalker was treated in The Last Jedi. He's my favorite Star Wars character, and I think he should have been handled better, especially the way he went out. Luke Skywalker deserved more of a hero's death than, hey, I'm going to and it's like I know it's in this Jedi book somewhere. I think it's called like Doppelgangers, the move that he did, where he projected his consciousness from like the other side of the galaxy, which I'm trying to quickly look up, which I don't want to bore you guys. Yeah, Doppelganger. A Jedi to create a short-lived duplicate of themselves or an external object that is physically indistinguishable from the real item. Which I know Ryan Johnson kind of referred to this, but yeah, Doppelganger is the move that Luke did. I think Luke shouldn't have died because of that. I mean, like, he would have been passed out because he hasn't used the Force in a while. Though the version of Luke that we got in the movie, but I don't think he would have died. Or at least should have died. Don't think Luke should have died. Anyways, I digress. Continuing with the article. So what Doomcock is explaining is that a Star Wars multiverse will be created that will isolate the Disney Star Wars trilogy as being part of the separate universe that is not part of the George Lucas original Star Wars films. Doomcock continues by noting that details can't be verified, but says there might be proof it's happening to Rise of Skywalker. It's further noted that plans are not set in place, as again, Kathleen Kennedy is said to hate the idea, and is said to be doing everything she can to crush it, and if the plan comes to pass, everything that Kathleen Kennedy did with the sequel trilogy will be destroyed, tossed out, and declared obsolete. So she will have the same. So what she did to George Lucas's plans for the sequel trilogy will be done to her if these rumors comes to be true. It's like I'm hoping, because like I said, I would have liked to have it would have been The sequel trilogy that we got is the weakest Star Wars trilogy of the three trilogies, in my opinion. And if you like the sequel trilogy, that's good for you. I'm not going to call you like a name because you like the sequel trilogy. If you like the sequel trilogy, good for you. But I dislike the sequel trilogy. Like, I should say I dislike it. Just I don't think it's as strong as the prequels and the original trilogies. Sure, the prequels weren't as good as the originals, in my opinion. But the prequels still, no matter what my personal issues were, on this kind of like were and are with the prequel trilogy, the prequels can still stand out pretty strong. That they can still pretty much, in my opinion, go toe to toe with the original trilogy and last a while. The sequel trilogy can't do that. At least not for that long, in my opinion. But a massive reset to is going to hit the. Doug feels the plan will happen. A massive reset to the Star Wars universe, he says. Regarding how they are going to undo the Disney Star Wars sequel, it involves the Emperor. Oh boy. So, I might refer to the Emperor Palpatine as Darth Sidious because that's a Sith name. So Darth Sidious had a room on the second Death Star called the Room of Mirrors. The mirrors were created by the Emperor prior to the Death Star through the dark side using ancient Sith ritual. Sith are evil Jedi. Those of you who doesn't know what Sith are. That's the most simple and easiest and fastest way I can explain it. The Sith are evil Jedi. The mirror linked to the field of the Force serves many purposes. Using them, Palpatine could manipulate the Force in many ways to further his aim. For example, the use of these mirrors allowed Palpatine to cloud the Jedi Council to conceal himself and his dark apprentices from the Jedi and the Force, sensitive that allowed their fall. Using the mirrors allowed Palpatine to access the awesome powers of the field of the Force. They are indispensable tools that allowed him to rise to pencil of ultimate power. It is this conceit that explains how Palpatine survived Darth Vader's throwing him down the shaft in the throne room of the Death Star. In desperation as he fell, Palpatine opened a portal to the field of the Force and entered it. This explains why Palpatine is in such a damaged state in Rise of Skywalker, as transporting himself into the field without the aid of the mirror drained him and damaged him severely. Why couldn't they explain that in the movie? Like, seriously, why couldn't they explain that in the movie? Because I've heard that he might have been a clone of himself, and now they're saying that it was the same Palpatine that we got in the original trilogy and the prequels. Just the reason why he was more fucked up than he was after his duel with Mace Windu is because he wasn't protected by this like field of the Force mirror thing. Well, no, I'm not totally liking that explanation. It's a better explanation than we got in the movie, which is none. Doomcock goes on to explain that the Emperor created a second set of mirrors on Exegol that allowed him to escape when he plotted the rise of the Empire. Regarding how things will be reset, it explained that all one has to do is go through the field of mirrors and wait for Palpatine to enter, as the field is a mystical dimension where in all time collides, which will cause the Disney Star Wars trilogy to co-sign to its own alternate timeline forever, as Palpatine enters the field and navigates back to Exegol. The Emperor is prevented from using this mirror to return. He dies as he was intended to in Return of the Jedi, and Bob's your uncle, and all your problems are solved, explains Doomcock. I'll kind of be okay with that. So since the Emperor never survives, that means the events of The Force Awakens, so the sequel trilogy that we got, never comes to pass in the George Lucas timeline. No Disney sequel trilogy, Han doesn't walk stupidly into the lightsaber, Leia doesn't fly like Mary Poppins through space, Luke has nothing to run away from and consumes no green milk, and I am informed there will be no Amazing Wonder Rey, as she was born after the Emperor's death, says Doomcock, who notes the particulars are still getting worked on, but that's the plan. The plan will retcon the sequel trilogy out of our misery and restore freedom to George Lucas' galaxy. Okay, so the reason why I kind of paused for a second, because let's face it, if they wanted to, they could still have Palpatine bang someone. Like maybe in Revenge of the Sith, like shortly before the whole Mace Windu thing, he could have did it with someone. And that someone could have had a child. And that child could have had Rey. Or a different child with a different name. So I don't know if Darth Sidious dying in their original trilogy will prevent the birth of Rey, but or anyone else, because like I said, he could have easily did it with someone in Revenge of the Sith, like maybe a few days, a few months before he got his face altered by Force lightning that Mace Windu deflected back onto his face. But continuing, proof of Star Wars reset. Doomcock offers proof that this may be happening. Is a scene that includes the Rise of Skywalker, when featured Rey confronting her dark side self, where mirrors can be seen in the background. It's said it's unknown if Abrams knew what the scene was about, but it demonstrates a plausibility of this rumor. The scene features broken mirrors, where one mirror is still intact, which the dark side Rey emerges from. Well, my friends, this is your glimpse into the field of the Force, explains Doomcock. Literally anything is possible. Here's branching alternate realities converge and diverge in the mystical dimension. What is a glimpse into the mirrors is an alternate version of Rey, and lurking within the veil of alternate versions of Palpatine, alternate versions of Luke, alternate versions of Han. Somewhere in the multiverse may lie a version of Disney sequels that didn't suck and didn't outrage and alienate a huge section of Star Wars fandom. But for now, the best we can hope for is using the field of the Force to obliterate the Disney sequels, banishing them in their own little funhouse mirror in the vast hall of mirrors, multiverse, to forgotten to be the substandard garbage they are. Now, like I said, the sequel trilogy, in my opinion, it is not as good or as strong as the prequels or the originals. Granted that there are still a few good things in the Disney sequel trilogy that I've stated, and I did a review on The Rise of Skywalker where I listed all the positive things. I think I did 3 videos of Rise of Skywalker with my review. One is just a general sense of how I felt about it, but I do know that I did at least 2. One where I listed all the positive parts, like the things I liked about the Rise of Skywalker, and then all the negatives, or the things that I disliked about the Rise of Skywalker. So if you guys want to check that out, go ahead. But each movie that I dislike, I try to find something to say positive about the movie. Last Airbender, as I like to call it, the Last Shitbender, is hard. But the one good thing I will say about the movie, the Last Airbender movie, is that I do like the look of Aang in the live action movie. The look of Aang does resemble the Aang of the cartoon. Granted that the acting could have been better on like most of the cast. I think Uncle Iroh, the actor who played Uncle Iroh, did the best acting out of all of the actors in that movie. But yeah, so those are 2 things, 2 positives that I just said about the Last Airbender. The Last Airbender is one of those movies that I generally despise. Like, I generally dislike The Last Airbender. And if you guys want me to do a full-on review of Last Airbender, I will do it. I have to rewatch that garbage movie, but I will do a review for you guys. But yeah, I'll be okay with them doing like a Elseworld type deal, having the Kathleen Kennedy sequel trilogy, as some fans might call it, the KK sequel trilogy. I'm okay with that being in its own timeline. And then we're getting like the George Lucas cut sequel trilogy. I mean, let's face it, we're getting the Snyder cut for some of the Justice League. So after the Justice League came out in 2016. So after 3 years, because I'm kind of forgetting when the Justice League came out exactly. Okay, I'm going to quickly check. When did the Justice... Okay, it came out on March 13th, 2018. So after 2 years of fans doing release the Snyder Cut, those fans are finally getting what they're asked for. So maybe what we could do is release the Lucas cut of the sequel trilogy, and maybe in 2024 we could have the sequel George Lucas sequel trilogy, like the George Lucas's version. And so that way, if that succeeds more than the sequel trilogy that we currently have, then Disney could say, well, okay, so we're going to have the sequel trilogy that Rian Johnson and J.J. Abrams did as an Elseworld, part of Legends, have been in their own timeline, their own story. We're gonna have the George Lucas version being officially canon. At least that way they'll have 2 versions of the sequel trilogy. And I feel like fans would enjoy the George Lucas edit better. Now the trick is getting Harrison Ford to come back, getting Mark Hamill to come back, getting Anthony Daniels to come back as their characters. But will be even more of a challenge is getting a person playing Leia, because unfortunately Carrie Fisher is no longer with us. So the challenge is getting an actress to play Leia, and how they're going to portray Leia without Carrie Fisher, because I can see that being hard. Maybe they can have it where Leia died at some point between Return of the Jedi and whatever this new Episode 7 is going to be. I don't know. That would be the safe way to go about it. But I have no doubt that they could find someone that could do Leia well, that will honor the memory of Carrie Fisher. I have no doubt with that. But long story short, I'll be okay with them rebooting the sequel trilogy, which means that the story for Battlefront 2 will be Legends, because the story for Battlefront 2, the PS4 version, the one I streamed, is tied into the sequel trilogy, especially the Resurgence game that only lasted about like 2-3 hours, which in my opinion was like, why was it that short? It should have taken at least like 6 hours at the very least. That's shortest, but that's just me. 6-12 hours. But anyways, what do you guys think about this news, or rumors I should say, about the sequel trilogy might being, the rumors that the sequel trilogy might get a reboot, getting like an Elseworld type deal? Let me know in the comment section down below. Love y'all. Thank you for joining. Be kind to one another. And I'll talk to you guys later. And may the force be with us all.